I'm not a car guy per se, but after spending most of my life bringing my car to mechanics and having them what I thought was ripping me off, I started wondering if it was really worth it. So I began, well, after speaking with friends, they said as long as you know how to work on older cars, you can work on your own cars. So I began looking around for a cheap older car that I could work on that would help me to be able to fix my own cars. Um, I spent probably, I mean, longer than you would expect, about 10 years looking for the car I wanted. The car I wanted was actually a truck. It was called an International Scout. Um, Finding one on the East Coast, not totally rusted, is very hard. They haven't made them since 1980. They were originally farm trucks, but people over the years have turned them into Baja trucks and things like that by throwing lift kits in them and bigger tires and doing other modifications. So I ended up picking one up around in 2012, July of 2012, and I didn't start working on it till January of 2012. I mess up those years, but either way, it sat there for at least 6 months because I couldn't change the spark plug when I first got the truck. I just decided one day I had to start working on it. And I remember going out into my garage with a wire wheel and cutting the whole right side of the truck off. It was completely rusted, and I knew I had to just take a stand and start something. So I cut the right side off the truck, and I looked at the truck and I said, well, I don't know what to do next, but I do know I need to fix the bumper or the tailgate once I cut the side off. So I did just that. And when I was finished with that, I realized that the gas tank was a little low, and then I took out the gas tank and I started with that. And I took each step of the project one by one and would learn just that next step so that I could keep moving forward with the truck. And over the span of 7 years, I eventually got this truck back together, everything repaired. I learned how to weld, I learned how to do some sort of body work, I did fabrication, I learned how to work on engines. And as long as I took each project one at a time, I knew that I could keep going forward. There were times when I thought it would never be done and that I would never be able to complete it, but I just kept going. And the beautiful thing is that when you pick something that you have to work on, if you just keep putting one foot in front of the other and you keep pushing and pushing and pushing, you will eventually reach your goal. And that's what happened with me. And now I'm at a point now where I fix all the cars in the house. Modern cars, older cars, I found that they're all very similar. People say, oh, new cars, they have computers and they're a lot different than old cars. They're the exact same thing. It's just you have computers monitoring those components in the car that used to be very mechanical. They're still mechanical, but there's a monitor now that tells you when it goes bad. And now I can work on those too, and it saved us a ton of money as a family, and we don't have to worry about getting ripped off at auto body shops anymore, or auto mechanic shops.